know, Luke's doing awesome. He even got up and walked around, took his own shower last night. It was great to see. He's drinking, of course, because he can't eat for the next month. But we bought him a nice recliner so he could sleep in it, and it's right in front of the TV. Because I'm obviously out in my shop that's just, it's messy. It's just an ugly old shop, as you can see in my background. It's embarrassing how, messy it is. But anyway, he's over here in behind my fake room, in the real room, and he's watching the recliners right in front of the TV, and he's back, but he deserves it because he's been a true champion. And we learned that our doctor has this special technique with the anesthesia and the painkillers during the operation, so that he really hasn't had to take any of the hardcore painkillers as he's come out of this. So it's been what has Luke, you hurting? No, the whole time in the hospital. No, it's just the annoyance of the mucus and the coughing up the blood and stuff. Other than that, it's been good. Thank you, Alec. Thanks everyone. Yeah, he's always on these surgeries. He's always been such an amazing, champion. Okay. For those of you that are new, we have enough new people show up each week that I give this little speech about what we do here, who we are, why we do it the way we do it. So a while back, I was starting to get too many mentoring requests for one-on-one, and I really didn't feel like people were getting the best mentoring from me by going one-on-one. So I said, would you be willing to show up to an online platform where people are asking me questions, and they're asking their questions in front of others, and I'm answering so that everyone else can benefit from the answer too. But I want you to get the very best mentoring, and that's not going to be from just me alone. It's going to be from our community. There's some other smart people there. They will care about you, I assure you. So would you be brave enough to show up and ask your question in front of everyone? Well, that was Navina, and she comes regularly when she can. I don't know if she's here today. I'm looking. I don't think she showed up yet, if she's coming. But she asked her question, and I gave an answer, and it was okay. But then other people backed up what I said or gave additional insights, and you could literally see the joy on her face go from here to maxed out. And she was blessed. The whole group was blessed. And from there, the More Together spirit was born in our family, as we like to call ourselves, and we've just continued that way. There's so many things we want to cover, but we try to go really deep on each thing we're helping each other with, so that we really are growing more together. And today we have a special treat. I don't think we've heard from this person much, but it's always a blessing when we do hear from her. And so we are going to practice elevator pitches today. And I get to be quiet now and let Giovanna, my sister, mi hermana, take over. Take it, Gio.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy because I am in my comfort zone. Because the lesson is not my comfort zone. So now I feel in my comfort zone. Okay. So thank you, Tom, for your words. It's always so I feel it's so exciting to listen how this community was born. Yes. And welcome to our newcomers to our community. So today we are going to talk about the elevator pitch. But I'm not going to say everything about the elevator pitch. We are going to practice elevator pitches. But before starting the presentation, I would like to share something that that today he can be with us because his father has come back from a long trip, so he deserves to be with his family. But I want to share that thought that he proposed. There, all we know that the elevator pitch are very important, and then we are going to see why. But there are some people that think that an elevator pitch is not so useful because it's like you are just repeating words without sense, and you are not natural, and maybe you are like a elevator pitch machine. So every time that you have an opportunity, just go there and start repeating these words, and maybe this is not good for some people. But something that I really want to emphasize here is that the way that you perform your elevator pitch is important. So if you practice your elevator pitch and you know how to introduce your elevator pitch as a part of a conversation, it's going to sound natural. Of course, if you start in a call and you just say, I'm Giovanna, I'm blah, 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 blah. So people said, okay, what happened? What are you performing in that way? So it's strange. But I think the elevator pitch, is my opinion, is important because the first thing is that it allows you to organize your thoughts about what do you want to transmit to others about who you are and what you are able to, how you are able to contribute to a team. So I think this is the first thing that is very important. Another thing is that the elevator pitch is like the nutshell of your story. It's like the trailer of a film, a movie. You know, when now we have Netflix because we cannot go to the movies, but that trailer, that is your elevator pitch. So it's like the nutshell, the best of your life. And then if you have time, if you have a call or you can talk more with other people, you can use that nutshell and you can expand it. Depend on the situation. Maybe you are not talking about business, you just want to share with the people that you just met, and you have a new friend and you want to just share about your life. So you can in some way expand this information with your personal and professional side. Another thing that in my experience is very important to have an elevator pitch is that when you use it in a proper way, you can pass an interview without an open position. Because when you present in a proper way, in the mind of the other person, they said, okay, if someday I need a person with that skills or with that value proposition, I want this person in my team. And that happened to me last week. It was crazy because I was just knowing new people from another community. It's a community of community managers. And I just met this person. We were just talking about us. And he told me, I was looking for a person, but I hired another person. But if we open another a position similar, so I'm going to think about you. So this is what is important to have an elevator pitch. So because you don't know who is the person who is in front of you, maybe this person could change your life because it's a person that could give you the opportunity to have your dream job. So that's the main point about what is important, the elevator pitch. Okay, and now I have talked too much. And now we are going to go to straight to the practice time. So, Bikram, are you ready?
Yes, Chico. So,
Awesome.
Hello everyone.
Don't say anything yet. First, I have to say something to prepare the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so forget that we have all our family around. Just think that it's you and me here, okay? Forget about the rest. And imagine that I am that person that can give you the opportunity of your life. Okay? You know that I have the power of giving you that position that you want in that team that you want. Okay? Ready? Okay. Now, I just want you to, I know that you have prepared your elevator pitch, but I ask you not to read the elevator pitch. Don't worry about the seconds. Okay, I'm not trying to say you have to do it in 30 seconds. Don't worry about the time, just express, but don't go so long. So try to go straight to the point, but don't worry about to count the seconds, okay? So try don't read your your elevator pitch. Try to see just the webcam, okay? Okay, start when you are ready. You have to unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay, don't worry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vikram Krishna, presently working as a data scientist at Accenture with an experience in developing data-driven solutions with accuracy, efficiency. And I started working as data scientist a couple of months back, like 3 to 4 months, and the supply chain domain. And I'm trying to bridge gap between the customers and vendors in in the process. And before this, I worked as a SQL developer, and I'm an integral part of the development of few database projects, and I developed them on time and with 15% less than the budget which was prepared, and with the high customer reviews. And also I've done few certifications from machine data science which helped me in learning the data science process, which I do daily, because I there is no classroom oriented program which I have undertaken previously, and I learn daily to improve myself in this career.
Okay, thank you so much. Just claps for Vikram. He was awesome. Okay, now I'm going to do something that I want everyone to pay attention to this part of the workshop, because I'm just going to do it with Vikram, okay? But we are going to learn from Vikram today. So thank you so much, Vikram, for this opportunity to learn from you. Okay, now I want you to remember all the process, all the things that happens when you were telling me your elevator pitch. Okay, so before starting your elevator pitch, when I start telling you I'm the person who can change your life, I have the power to give you that job that you are dreaming. So what did you feel in that moment?
I feel that this is that one moment which can help me to get what I want. And I thought I should be more confident in telling that, which I lacked some bit in this while delivering the pitch.
Okay, that is your I could say that you are trying to, I don't know how to say it, to be rational when you are thinking about that moment, but I want you to express your emotions. So, for example, your heart start beating faster. Okay, now describe other things that happen inside you when I was telling you that things.
Nothing more than that thing which I can explain. Like,
okay, you were like a shortness of breath, like a
yes.
okay.
My heart it beat so fast. I went
Okay.
so fast. So
Okay. When you started your elevator pitch, how these things that you start feeling before starting affect your performance?
Um, I prepared a lot because you already said that there was an elevator pitch. But when the moment was came, I don't know, I was like stuck and I didn't remember anything, and there are thoughts in my mind which I couldn't transfer correctly there.
Okay, that's the point. What happened is that all the things, all this emotion, at the end were like you forget everything. So you were. That's why I told you don't read, because if you if you read it's like easy.
Yeah,
Okay, that's why, because I wanted you to feel that. So thank you for that. And sorry, I was a little a little bad. So because this is what happened. So, and what did you feel when you finished your elevator pitch?
I thought I felt I delivered so fast. I don't know if that could tell, like, explain what I am and what are my accomplishments. I thought I should improve a bit in
Okay.
delivering. I thought even if I tell the same thing with confidence, it would have been much more efficient, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to translate that. It's like when you finish your elevator pitch, you feel like a relief, like wow, I did it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and you start thinking that you could improve it, and just because in that moment your brain start thinking again properly. It's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I remembered everything.
Yeah. I'm not a magician, so I'm just telling the things that happens when we have this hype of stress when we have to talk. So for everyone who is listening to us now, this happens to everyone. Even when I have to give a presentation, this is part, because we are humans, so we have these emotions. But the trick is use that stress that is positive, because it's an energy. Some people said that is fear. Well, okay, some people has a fear to talk in public. Okay, that's true. But in general, it's not fear, it's just stress. But the stress is an energy. If you channel this energy in a proper way, you are going to have energy to transmit to your audience. So that's great, Chris. Yes, turning the stress to excitement. Yes, thank you for that. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So use your that stress in and transform it in excitement. That's the goal. So it's not easy, but it's not impossible. It's part of the practice and practice. But you are going to achieve these goals. That's why every time that you have the opportunity to talk with other people, try to use this stress, this energy. Okay, let's stop saying stress. This energy to communicate better your message. I think this is the way. So now I know, Vikram, that you prepare your your elevator pitch. It was better maybe that the one that you have transmit now, but it was part of the of the work to put you in this situation. But now I'm going to give you the opportunity to read again your elevator pitch. Okay, but just a second, because I'm going to share some instructions for the rest of our family. So don't worry. We are going to continue practicing with other people that has prepared the elevator pitch, or the ones that want just to try to do a draft live. Okay, but I'm not going to repeat this exercise, so don't be afraid. Don't be scary about Giovanni is going to make me feel so a high level of stress. Don't worry. I just did it with Bikram because I just want to show you that this process is part of that we are humans and we have emotions. So now we are going to start the workshop with all of you. And I have some instructions to follow this workshop to give feedback to the ones that wants to share the elevator pitch. So every now in some minutes, Bikram is going to repeat his elevator pitch, the real elevator pitch, and we are going to take notes. But I ask you not write while he is speaking. So just try to take notes in your mind. What kind of notes? The first thing is try to get what is the message that he is transmitting with his body language. For example, in the first version of the elevator pitch, he was like nervous when he was talking, and he was trying to not be nervous, but it was like that was the message. So now that he's going to read, he feels more confidence. The message is going to be different. Then the second thing that I want you to take notes is about what did you like the most about the elevator pitch. So what is what are the keywords that grab your attention? Because an elevator pitch, you need to grab the attention of the listener. So I want you to point out these keywords that are the most important in the elevator pitch of every person who is going to talk today. And the last thing is an advice on how to improve the elevator pitch, but always in a positive way. So it's a suggestion, something that maybe use another word, or maybe just change the order of the elevator pitch, the structure. Okay, something that is going to give or to add value to the elevator pitch. Okay, this is the feedback that we need from people who is doing the listeners, the audience. Okay, for the ones that are performing this elevator pitch, so the listeners are going to take notes in their minds about these things. And when the person finishes, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write down all this information, okay, after finish the elevator pitch. And the person who has performed the elevator pitch is going to do a like a self-feedback about the same things that I ask to Bikram. How do you feel? How do you feel before, during, and after? Because these things are going to help you to know how to channel your energy, okay? Because now you know what are the kind of things that you are feeling. So you just need to translate what you feel physically in the moment that you are preparing for the elevator pitch, in the moment that you are performing your elevator pitch, and in the moment that you finish your elevator pitch. So try to write this, okay? Okay, any question about this? Open your microphones if you have any doubt, just ask. I'm going to see the chat. I have a lot of. Okay. Nice. We don't have questions. We are ready for the challenge. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Carla. Okay, so remember, the listeners' feedback, but just take note when the presenter finish the elevator pitch, and the presenter is going to write what happened during the elevator pitch before, during, and after, when finish the performance. Okay, so Vikram, now the stage is all yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vikram Krishna, presently working as a data scientist at Accenture. I started working in 2019, 2 years ago, in SQL background in a financial domain of a life insurance project. And I'm with a strong analytical expertise in all the phases of the database creation, maintaining it, and etc. And if I had to tell about one thing in that process, I was an integral part of the development of few databases, which I completed on time, and on an average, it was like 15% less under the budget, and with the high customer reviews. After that, I shifted to a data science domain because I'm a self-learned data scientist, and I worked in a supply chain domain, trying to better the gap between vendors and customers and inventories. And apart from this, I learn daily from these things because data science is a continuous development thing. There are many developments every day. I've done few courses online, which has which has improved me in this expo knowledge in data science.
Okay, thank you so much, Vikram. Thank you. Just one thing that I want to remember is that remember that the elevator pitch, the maximum it should be like the 1 minute. So the nutshell. Okay. Now we are not. I'm not going to take the time of the duration because some of you are going to draft your first elevator pitch, so don't worry. But in general, it has to be short. Okay. Another thing is, please don't escape. Not everyone doesn't have to to present an elevator pitch, just the ones that want to share. So don't start escaping because I'm not going to ask everyone to share the elevator pitch. Okay, it's just because some of our family members of our family has prepared their elevator pitch. I'm starting with them. If you want to do your first draft, doing here, because this is a unique experience, because we are in a safe place with our family. Our family is going to tell us give us great advice. So that's why it's gold, this kind of feedback. Okay, now I imagine you start writing. Okay, Vikram, you don't have to write anything because I told you everything. You know everything that you feel. I just read your mind about what you feel. Okay, so just 1 more minute to finish the feedback, and the next presenter is going to be okay, Neyman, are you ready or not yet? Just tell me just yes. Okay, thank you so much. So prepare. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you all the things that I tell Vikram, but you know that what is the scenario. And the other thing is, don't forget, don't read. Try to do it on. Okay, no. Read, because I want to listen what you have prepared, because you have prepared your elevator pitch. Okay, we are ready. Please keep that feedback. Put the name of Vikram on the top, because at the end of the round of the elevator pitches, we are going to give this feedback to every presenter. Okay, so please just put the name to don't confuse the feedback. Okay, now, Neyman, when you are ready, just start, please.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Naman Jain. I'm currently a sophomore student pursuing my bachelor's degree in the mechanical discipline from National Institute of Technology here in India. And I'm learning about AI, and recently got a chance to be part of the any degree program by Udacity. So I'll be working on building my skills in AI, and also going to be work on a project associated with that program. And I'm from mechanical background, and I'm really interested and currently learning about the designing approaches and mechanisms, and also the mathematics involved in the fluid flow, as well as the heat flow. And in future, I really like to work in integrating the AI part, applying the AI part in my mechanical domain. And there's one question that really comes in my mind frequently, that what is the disadvantage of AI, and why are we learning about it, and what should we do to like encounter it? Yeah, that's it.
Okay, claps. Hey, claps. Yeah, we own claps to Vikram too. So the double claps for Vikram and for Neman. Thank
And
you so
yay
much.
to mechanical engineers.
Ooh, part of your clap. Okay. Okay, so now please 2 minutes to write down your feedback for Neman. And Neman, please, you have to use your own analysis. Okay, write down your patterns, your behavior patterns during the performance before and after.
Do you have to share, or I will
No,
just
no,
write?
just write it down. Yes, write it down. Because I
Okay.
know what you felt. I can read your mind.
Okay.
Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to give you some feedback, Naman. I like the way that you were smiling, so you were very positive when you were doing this performance. And another thing is that the value proposition, you put very clear the value proposition, and then the question. So for everyone here, what the question is optional, okay? You are going to read in some blogs or some articles that the question is not always part of the elevator pitch. But when you are trying to do a natural conversation, it's like if you do just an elevator pitch selling yourself, and you finish, it's like everyone is like and but the question is to engage, to continue the conversation. So you give the opportunity to others to continue and to transform this selling section in a conversation. Okay, that's why it's important to include this question. So now, thank you so much. It was very, very nice. So Vikram, don't worry, my feedback is going, because you have helped me a lot. So Vikram, the prize for that is we are going to do together. We are going to improve together your elevator pitch, okay? But it was great. So that's your prize for being the one who has helped me to do this, to start this workshop. Okay, who is our next presenter? Okay. Valerie, okay, go Valerie. Thank you, Tom. I'm going to give you the space, but I would like to first to listen to Valerie. Okay, so everyone is ready to start taking notes in your minds. Valerie, when you are ready, please start.
Can I just preface this with a story? I had just started working at a company, and I was a new employee, and they had this orientation for new employees. And the president of the company gave a talk at this. And, you know, he was trying to do the meet and greet with the new employees and all that. But it was very nice. So anyway, I go back to work. And then, of course, the end of the day comes. And I'm going home. And I get on the elevator. And I'm on the elevator, and all of a sudden, and there's nobody else on the elevator but me. Who walks into the elevator? The president of the company. And I was so shocked that I couldn't say anything. I mean, I had no voice. And of course, being that nervous and not being able to speak, and then I can see he's got this puzzled look on his face, and I'm thinking, oh my God, please let somebody else get on. And of course, nobody did. And so until we got a couple floors down, and then a couple of people came on who thankfully had a little conversation, but then they got off again. And so it was the longest 6th floor ride down. And when I finally left, I did manage to get out like a good night and thank you, and good reason to have an elevator pitch in your back pocket. So if you ever get stuck in a real elevator with somebody, you know what to say. Okay.
Claps for you, Valerie. We need these words to understand what is important to have an elevator pitch. And thank you, because, okay, please, everyone, just start writing your feedback. I'm going to give the feedback for Valerie. Valerie, you have grabbed our attention.
Based on and I have to say, Giovanna, when I saw your note that we're going to do this, and I was like terrified. So I thought, how am I going to do this? And so my elevator pitch is one sentence, and it is, I'm an accountant who is responsible for producing and managing financial data for a private investment bank.
Valerie, you know what?
What?
You are amazing. You know that, okay? I have to tell you. But the thing is that the one thing that I have found with other authors that write about elevator pitch, they said, okay, the part to confirm that your elevator pitch is good, you have to transform it in just one sentence. And you have done that, because it's very difficult to transform all your storytelling in one sentence. So that's amazing. I haven't done that yet. I'm trying to do that. So more claps for you, Valerie. So you have told us about your story about a real elevator pitch that you couldn't perform because you got all the stress of the word in that moment. You couldn't speak. And then you turn this situation in something positive, because you realize how important it is to be prepared, and you prepared not only an elevator pitch, but how to describe yourself in just one sentence with all your value proposition, everything that is needed, all the ingredients that are needed to a good presentation. So Thank you so much for sharing
you,
that.
Okay.
And then I have to tell you that your body language when you were, but because this is the important thing, that when everyone says that it's important that you feel what you are telling to others, what you are saying, because your body language is natural. When you are overthinking the things that you are telling or saying, it's like you are like a robot, and sometimes your body language is different, give a different message from the message that you are using with the words. So in this case, Valerie was just remember something that happened to her, and all the emotion, maybe I can imagine that in that moment that you were telling us the story, you were remember the emotions at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I felt that when you were talking about the story. So that's the thing that we have to, that's the goal. We have to achieve that. So we have to put in the way, so it's like a perfect line that goes over all the data points, is when you have your emotions and the words are saying the same thing. So the body language was perfect. And then, okay, I have to tell you that everything was like a, thank you for sharing that for us. Everyone has put a lot of wonderful messages for you there in the chat, so you can read it. So I know everyone are ready with the feedback. Valerie, if you want to write your own experience telling us this is okay too. So now, Tom, are you ready for share your elevator pitch? Wow, Dr. Ives is going to share his elevator pitch. So
I am ready.
Yours. Okay,
and I have to share this for Valerie. Valerie, I worked hard on my pitch because Gio asked me to have one prepared. And then yours was so clever and smart and inspiring that I actually just reorganized mine based on what I saw you do. So I just want you to know you helped me improve mine immensely. There's a little thing I want to say. I'm old. I've done a lot. So my pitch comes right up to a minute, but I redesigned it. So if I had to cut off, I've said everything I want to say in a priority level. So I could cut off and say, that's good. But I'm going to do the whole thing too. Hi, I'm Tom, and I love being a geek. I practice predictive analytics using data and physics with programming in several languages for 40 plus years and in Python for 20 plus years. I currently serve as a lead data scientist for UL Prospector. I can automate machine learning pipelines, learn any new AI methods and DS tools rapidly and implement them. I have BS, MS, and PhD degrees in mechanical. I've worked as a nuclear, mechanical, and R&D engineer. I've done R&D in robotics, hybrid electric vehicles, microelectromechanical systems, and on many imaging systems. I've taught 8 semesters at the university level and have mentored many grad students and others. I can design and model the performance of multi-physical systems with controls to save money and time before and during prototyping. I love using my skills to improve processes.
Awesome. Claps for Tom. Wow. You're awesome. More than awesome. Okay. So please, everyone, write down the write down the feedback for Tom. Tom, I'm going to tell you that I love your I love your yeah, but obviously it's like we need to do it just more natural. So if you want to be because okay, if you want to do it in that way because it's part of your style and your personality, and you just want to be just point by point, it's okay. But I think we need to find a rhythm. It's like and you know how to dance way.
But I was trying to show my background in robotics. Hi, I'm Tom. I love being a geek. I practice predictive analytics.
It was, you did it great. If you weren't thinking about that, you did it great. But if you want to do it more natural, so you dance very well. We have seen you to dancing, so you have to find your your rhythm. But it was great. I love it.
I'll get more natural, I promise.
No, but it was great. So, but I think a little more movement. So put more noise to your to, awesome. Thank you, Tom. Okay, who goes next? Okay, let me check. Kim, are you ready? No, I don't remember it. No, okay, sorry. Guys, are you ready?
I'm always ready, no problem.
I love it. Okay, guys.
And it's done. It's done. This is done.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start when
Okay.
you are ready.
Let me stop laughing. Then I will start. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ghais. I'm deep learning engineer with 10 years of experience in implementing AI techniques to healthcare sector, either in both medical and non-medical related to the healthcare sector, because I think this sector has to go more fast and more accurate in implementing the services. This experience lead me to make great achievement in, let's say, insurance and revenue cycle management. So mainly I'm focusing on that field a lot. And right now I'm also offered to join great pharmaceutical company for also such a role. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Clap for you. It was great. So, oh my God. So I said, wow, I would like to have all this experience. Okay, so thank you for sharing. And okay, please, everyone just write down the feedback for Guy. I'm going to give you some feedback, Guy.
No, Gio, just I want to tell you something before giving me the feedback. I create scenario before speaking because I have multiple, let's say, experience in multiple fields. So I build the scenario that I faced it lately in my latest interview, and I use that same. So I didn't prepare anything, by the way. I'm just, okay, I just go and speak. So in another place, maybe I will do another elevator pitch, something just I found it's important.
Awesome. Thank you for that, guys. Yeah, because it's true. So we cannot deliver the same elevator pitch for every situation. We have to know more about the audience. So because we have to grab the attention. Maybe if Guy is going to go to do a presentation in a school for kids, he's not going to give this kind of elevator pitch. So we have to be able to transform our elevator pitch based on the audience, in the context, and the thing that you know that is going to grab the attention. So in this case, he has used the experience of the last interview that he had. So it was great. The thing that I want to share with you guys is like your body language at the beginning was like you were remembering your speech, right? That's why your eyes were like trying to find the information, and this happens. So that's why we need to be like, because Guy wasn't prepared. So I was prepared because he has his own elevator pitch. But I said, Guy, are you ready? So in that moment, Guy's brain was taking all the information, open all the tables, all the databases to put it in one table. And I think that's why he started to grab the information at some point. He was just like remembering, and your eyes were collecting, and I could see that. But when you share the part that you have got this position, it was like you were smiling, so you were feeling the emotion when you received that news. So I'm just putting in evidence how our emotions give a message during when we deliver the elevator pitch. It's obvious that not everyone is going to see that. Okay, I have been doing this for many years. That's why I know how people can feel, because and then I'm going to share my own experience when I deliver my first speech. And this is what happens. So Guy is awesome, doing what he do, and he knows how to transmit, and he's prepared with his elevator pitch, and this is awesome. And he knows where to deliver in a different way. But the proof that our emotions can change a little the meaning, he gave us these examples. So thank you so much, Kate. But your elevator pitch was awesome. So I love the way that you transmit it. Okay, do we have anyone else who wants to share? It's not a mandatory. If someone wants to just draft an elevator pitch, it could be the moment. Kim, great.
I'm totally making myself a guinea pig here because I didn't really have time to prepare.
Don't worry. Thank you.
But I'm going to do this because I want to self-criticize myself in a way that talks about a number of other points that I think we can all benefit from. So hello, my name is Kimberly Wright, and I help businesses grow through a combination of business strategy, insightful data analysis, and through experience working on client engagements ranging in size from $100,000 to $500,000 with Fortune 500 companies. I am a lover of learning and continue to learn through certification programs and through courses, and would love to find a way to help your organization.
Claps. Great. Thank you so much, Kim. Oh, it's like, okay, I did a draft just now. Okay, awesome. I please start writing down the feedback for her. And you please, Kim, just your own feedback. Okay, Kim, the first thing is like congratulations, because if you didn't have a draft before this session, you know exactly what is your value proposition, and you know how to pick your achievements, because we had this workshop before, and we know more about you, but you pick the ones that are really the things that you have to highlight. So I think the most difficult part when we have to prepare an elevator pitch is to select the best ingredients for our elevator pitch that are the most important achievements of the value proposition. So that's the thing that I need to highlight in your case, because you do it like and you really know how to do it. Another thing is like the way that you perform it. Okay, maybe you were concentrate or focus on telling the thing in the right way, but you put it the dose of being natural when you talk. I'm sure that everyone is going to share this with me. Maybe more practice, or obviously you did a draft, but the draft I think is not a draft. I think it was like a very well elevator pitch. So thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, she did it very well. So congratulations. Okay, anyone else that wants to share? If not, we are going to finish now and we are going to start sharing. Yes, it sounds okay.
I wants to share.
Okay, okay. So please go ahead. I'm super, super.
I'm tense now, but okay, I'll try.
So proud of you, Sai. Die. Go.
I'm Sai Vajrang. I'm a sophomore pursuing chemical engineering. I'm presently working on improving or enhanced oil recovery methods using data analytics. And my future aim, or I really want to do something to contribute to the oil industry using data analytics. That's
Okay, thank you. Claps for Sai. Now please write your feedback for him, and you please Sai, write what you feel you felt during your performance. What you at the before, during, and after. You finish, Sai? No. Okay. So to give you some feedback, the first thing that it was like I felt that you were like your eyes were like looking for information in some point, but at the beginning you were looking at the webcam, so it was great. But then you were like trying to say more, and you try to remember some things. But I love the way that you perform, because you transmit this passion that you have to contribute with the field that you want to work in, where you want to work in. So I really feel this passion to do what you are studying, connecting with the field or the industry where you want to work. So that's the thing, because if we are going to present ourselves for an opportunity, and I am the person who can give you the opportunity, I want people with passion. I want people who know how to connect the personal and the professional passion. So, and you transmit that during your performance. So, congratulations. Okay, so are we ready to start giving our feedback, or there is someone else who wants to perform? We can do it one more person if someone want to share. There is some, yeah, sorry, because
Ashish wants to
Ashish,
share.
okay, thank you, Kim. You are the best assistant ever. Thank you so much. Okay, Ashish, please.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Ashish Sagar. I'm currently a software engineer at Barclays, where I provide effective solutions to the problems for optimizing the fraud case management systems. And basically, I like to help others. And I have been given multiple opportunities throughout my career, where I've mentored many high school and undergraduate students during the Google Summer of Code program, as well as Google Coding program. And I believe that I provide a mixed skill set, not only in the computer science domain, but also a strong mathematical background that I have the unique selling point at. Thank you.
Okay, please start writing your feedback, and you please write, Ashish, write your own feedback about what you felt during the process. Are you ready, Ashish? So you finish writing your own feedback? Okay. Okay. Congratulations, because you have done a lot of things for that. I can, through the things that you have mentioned, I think that you are one like me, that you love the community work, because you do a lot for the community, and your contribution during volunteering is awesome. So congratulations for that. You have connect your experience as volunteer with the experience that can help you to achieve your goal of having an opportunity in the field that you love. So this is something that we always emphasize here in these sessions, because maybe you don't have the experience working all the years working in that field or in that industry, but if you are doing this approach of doing volunteer, you are creating projects, soft skills and hard skills. So that's why it's awesome. You have like all the process covered with your volunteer actions. So congratulations for that. Then you put it some rhythm, and that was awesome, because you tried to finish, like every activity was like a like a little of rhythm, but it's for everyone. It's always important, just practice, because and thank you so much, because if you just is a draft, is the best draft. So you can just put some points, highlight more one points than others, and maybe try to practice to because we need to find our own style to make it more natural. But you were natural. Just try to practice more, and that's it.
Yeah, it was improvised 100%.
Yeah. That's why I'm telling you that I love it that you put in the rhythm. So it was great. So thank you so much for that, Ashish. The feedback is 100% positive for you. Now I'm going to share with you my own experience. My own experience wasn't in an elevator pitch, was when I was performing for get the certification for being a trainer. So it was like to become a trainer, you have to pass a real situation. And I was part of a group. I was the only woman in this group. We didn't have time to sleep because we were preparing our presentation. So imagine people that you don't know well, and without sleeping, all the emotions, it was like the perfect scenario to perform my speech. So we were ready to start, and we were 4 people. All my teammates were performing, and something started happening during the performance of my team. And for example, we prepare some notes, and we prepare some slides, and we prepare some things to show. And when my teammate went to grab some of these objects to show to the audience, the objects just disappeared. So we didn't find them. Then the slides, I don't know how they do that. They just put garbage instead of the words that we were prepared to put it inside the slides. So we didn't have slides to perform. And okay, so my friends were like, okay, without sleeping, they were like, what is happening? You are destroying my presentation. I want to become a trainer. So it was like, and I was just looking them because I was the last one in the presentation. So I tried to solve the problem. And I went and said, oh, I just start talking because we didn't have slides. We didn't have any material. So I said, oh, maybe I can use, because we only have a radio there. So I just turn on the radio to use the radio, the news, to use the news as a part of the training, and they just interrupt the electricity. So we no radio, no. And when I was trying to talk about try to make people imagine our presentation, they put a person in the audience that start asking me about, when are you going to give me a coffee? And I said, okay, you have to wait for the break. But I couldn't say that. So I have to manage the situation telling other things. But it was that every 5 minutes she was asking for a coffee. And then another person was asking for another thing. And then came an important person in the audience to stop everything and saying, okay, now you cannot continue performing. Sorry, you are not going to finish your presentation. So it was like, okay, but it was very strange. So I realized that it was part of the exam because they didn't say that. So I just performed what I could perform. I used my friends in that moment and I did what I could do. And okay, but we felt terrible. And you can imagine at the end, when they gave us our vote, it was like we passed the exam. But we don't pass the exam because of the performance of the topic. We pass the exam because we we try to deliver the topic, the message. So I'm telling you this because sometimes you are not going to find the perfect scenario to deliver your elevator pitch or your speech. But try to focus on the main goal of your presentation is deliver the message. That's why creativity is so important. The way that you can solve the problems, they use the resources. So you have to be prepared for everything. You have to be prepared for war. That's the message. And I think the audience, when they feel that you are trying to do that, they help you to deliver the message. So that's why I wanted to share my own experience. And every time that I have a situation or something, I said, okay, I pass through almost everything. So this is not going to be an obstacle to deliver a message. And that's the thing that you have to think every time that you deliver your speech. So anyone else who wants to share? If not, we start with the feedback. Please, Kim, if you can see anyone who is my assistant, you're amazing as an assistant. Thank you so much.
So I'm happy to keep going, but this is a good stopping point. But if someone else wanted to go, I think that would be more important than moving on. So just saying that.
Yes, I know what you mean, Tom, but I would like to finish the session. I'm going to, yeah. Okay, so we are going to start with the feedback.
Giovanni, let's go.
Okay, Jonathan, I was waiting for you, okay? But I wanted to say, Jonathan. Okay, so please go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jonathan. I currently work as a business analyst who brings insights to different stakeholders to make informed business decisions. I'm currently looking to, I currently enjoy working with data and looking to progress my career, and I've taken several courses in the last few months and continue to keep my learning on us progressing forwards.
Claps. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
And just the story behind that one, Giovanni sent the message out and I said that I had nothing prepared. So
I know.
I think you can tell that as well.
I know. Yeah, I know. You told me. Okay, because I have pinged some of you to prepare. So you told me that you were full of work. That's why I'm really grateful that you did your elevator pitch. So please, feedback for him. Please do your own feedback. Are you ready, Jonathan? So you finish your own feedback?
Definitely, and I know where it is. It's just
Yeah, something that I want to tell everyone, because this is something that, and thank you because you made me remember that, is when you are performing a speech, okay, don't apologize because something happened. The apologies are when you say something that was rude, for example, okay? There, an apology is accept. Okay, you have to do it. But if you are performing and something happened when you are performing, try not to say sorry, or because it comes natural. I know it happens to me too. But the message is always positive. Everything that you deliver or the way that you talk, always in a positive way. If there is something that doesn't allow you to continue, you can just say, just give me a second, and you do something, because we are watching you. We know what is happening. So it's better not to say, because unfortunately our brain is always, when you say something with a negative message, the people remember that. Maybe your message or your performance is like an, okay, everything is great, but I remember that moment when he said sorry for something. Okay, just because of that, because our brain is like a bad boy sometimes, or a bad girl. It depends. Okay, so, but thank you for preparing your draft of your elevator pitch. Another thing is the rhythm. So I think that you had this interruption because you needed to breathe, right? You needed to. Okay, yeah, you know.
That's quite common with me actually when I'm talking like this as well. So that's a good practice point for myself.
Yeah, remember, I'm like a magician. I know what you are feeling. I connect with you. Okay, thank you so much. It was great. So let's start our feedback time. So Kimberly, I think you have asked for being the first one. Let's try to highlight the most important parts, because we are if we want to give feedback. So let's start with Vikram. Okay, everyone is going to start giving Vikram feedback. Please, Kim.
Okay, so for Vikram, first, I give a huge applause for trying to memorize it, because that is so important. Like I put in the chat, memorizing what your value proposition is so important for that time. Like Valerie was on the elevator and didn't have anything to say, but then also, like Valerie, had one statement that basically said it all, right? Like, here's my value proposition, here's what I do, and was able to say it in one sentence. So I think it's great that you memorized it. I think it's great that you had measurable, quantifiable things that you could offer, like to say that you came on time and not only within budget, but that you saved 15% is huge. It's really important. That tells somebody that's listening to you, hey, you're going to add value to my company. That's awesome. And you're also saying that you're continuously learning. Like you had mentioned that you're taking certifications and classes, and you mentioned the part about data. It would be great if in your role you gave an example of the kind of data that you're working with and how you use that data to reach a solution, because that would pull everything together that you had mentioned. And I think also that part that Gio was talking about with the energy and the nervousness definitely came through. Like you were looking the second time, not so much the first time. The first time when you had done it by memory, you actually, I think, did better, because the second time you were looking around thinking, and people can see you thinking that you're trying to come up with these responses, but you already had the answers inside of you. You just needed to be comfortable with it. So I think the practicing would be great for that. And I'm guilty. I didn't do it for myself. So, by all means, I'm telling myself this too. but I think that was a great aspect, and that the only thing that you can do to make it better is practice and have more examples of how you created results. That's my feedback for Vikram.
Thank you, Kim. I would like to have your feedback. I love your feedback. Okay, thank you so much. Now, I want to tell everyone, if someone has to leave because you have to do things, thank you so much for your time. I just would like to, if you have the feedback and you don't have the time to share it with the person, maybe go to Slack and send a private message to the person, because the feedback is very important. So if you have to leave, just please feel free, and thank you for being here. And I want to tell you that I really appreciate if you feel that it was a way of learning, because maybe you didn't perform your own elevator pitch, but all the things that have happened here, I have learned a lot. So I want to just tell thank you to everyone who has shared, because I have learned a lot from all of you to improve my own elevator pitch. So thank you. Let's continue. Who goes next to give feedback for Vikram?
One thing I would say, oh, sorry. One thing I would say, Vikram, that was really good, I think, about your talk. And Toastmasters, when you're giving a talk at Toastmasters, they will count how many ums you say. And I know it's a bad habit that I have to work on and break. And I noticed I didn't count any ums in yours. And so I thought that was good that you were able to kind of smoothly go from one sentence to the other and continue and not say any ums or uhs, or, you didn't have that kind of break. And you did keep like eye focused ahead. So, I thought it was very brave. You were very courageous there. And I think, you did a good job. So.
Yeah, I'd like to add one more thing. Vikram, I think you were such a brave soul to be the first one to lead the whole pack. So bravo to you. Yeah, I think the other thing is definitely you can elevate your voice high and lows, and when you have an achievement, just like expound that a little bit higher, I guess, rather than monotone voice. I think having the voice level high and low, that really helps to kind of put emotion to the words that you're using. So that really helps. So otherwise, I think you did fantastic. You looked at the camera great. I could see your eye contact, eye to eye, and you shared a lot of valuable things about yourself and your value proposition and so forth. Yeah. So yeah. Other than that, I think just the voice part, I think you can definitely have high and lows in your voice. That's the only comment I have. But otherwise, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. And Valerie too. Awesome, the feedback. Thank you. Anyone else who wants to add? Because maybe we have written the same, but if you have something different, please share it because it's very important. Sai?
I just love the way one statement which I really want to copy from Vikram is that when he said that he wanted to bridge the gap between vendors and customers using data analytics, that is something which speaks about himself a lot. That shows that, as you said, a trailer of a movie, elevator pitch is nothing but a trailer of a movie. So it is similar to like that. And I really love that. That's it. That's the only feedback I can give. And I just want to take.
Thank you, Sai. We Vikram, you have to be very proud of yourself. Amazing feedback. Anyone else? Kim.
Actually, I just got reminded of something else that Vikram did based on this feedback we just got, which is that when you said that you were self-taught, I think that this is something that you can turn around and go, I take the initiative. I self-teach myself. And that tells a lot also to an organization, the fact that you take initiative. Like in all of our presentations, we need to think about what we're presenting as how it would be useful to the person who's listening to us. It's all well and good that we take certifications and that we study XYZ and that we're interested in data, but to really express how we're unique. Like Tom started off everything with, I'm a data geek. So what's great about Tom is he's a data geek. You can throw anything at this guy and he's going to react to it. He's going to take it and analyze it and turn it over, because he's a data geek. And the fact that Ashish was like, I mentor people. So he loves to share his learning. That also is great for an organization. So think about what skill sets you have and how those would be relevant to the company or the people that you're talking to. You really want to showcase yourself. And so it's not just saying what you do, it's selling who you are, but in a way that shows that you value who you are, not just like I have XYZ skill sets, because that's not unique. A lot of people have those skill sets. So it's what makes you unique with those skill sets, because they're looking at you as a person and they're expecting all of the skill sets. So this is sort of like how you get in the door, but how you get the job is what's special about you. And it reminds me of the thing that Giovanna had just pasted the other day of the interview with Ben Sueño, is that his name? Jay Sueño. So here's a guy who, got a job at Amazon. Great, he got a job at Amazon. I'm not, I don't really care if it's a FANG job or not, but what's impressive about him is that he pursued his own interests. He pursued his own passions, whether it was his bamboo toothbrushes for the environment and sustainability, or whether it was surfing. And he used those things about him to say why what he was doing in data was relevant, because it was something that he felt would help the world through what he was doing. And that was his unique value point, that he has these accomplishments that are completely separate from data analysis. And each and every one of us, we all have something. It's just so hard to self-identify. And maybe, Gio, as like a future exercise or assignment, maybe one of the things that we can do is have one session where we all say what we think are the powerful points about someone else, because all of us are really not aware of what value proposition we have. It's really hard for us to look at ourselves and say, oh, I'm good at this, because we doubt ourselves and we're insecure and we're human. So if maybe one day we all sit down and go, hey, Vikram, you take initiative. You're a learner. Like really focus on what we all have that's so great in ourselves eyes, like in our eyes with each other. Then maybe that would help in terms of building these elevator pitches. That's it. I speak too much. Sorry.
Don't worry. It's amazing. I was like, okay, I'm your fan. Okay. Thank you, Kim, for sharing your thoughts. So now our next speaker was Tom and Guy. So I'm going just to hold on the feedback for Tom and Guy, and I'm going to give the opportunity to give feedback for Tom and Guy at the end. Now we are going to continue with Kim. So please, everyone, to give Kim's feedback.
I thought she dipped her tongue into her brain and her heart.
Yeah, that's true. Anyone else?
Kim, you did your elevator pitch on the spot. I mean, meaning that you prepared today. I thought that was awesome because given what you said, you captured a lot of stuff over there. The only comment I would say is, and I know you read off of your paper. That's the only thing I think, but otherwise I think you did great. If you just memorize that whole thing you just said, I think you'd have sold yourself well to anyone.
It was great. Another one?
Yeah, I would say, Kim, I would agree with Jaya. I think that your talk was really good, but because it was impromptu, I think you maybe were speaking a bit fast and not quite, and the reading part, not doing the eye contact kind of thing, but, you know, totally understandable given the impromptu situation. But that would be, I think, something to work on otherwise. And you didn't have, what did I count? One, just one. So you did really well.
Thank you, Valerie, for taking note about the statistics. Always data is important. Thank you so much. Another feedback. Yeah, I think, Kim, you did it. Yeah, because the things that they are going to say is the same. The things that you were amazing. You really transmit that you are someone. So if I have the opportunity to have a team, I would like to have you in my team. That's the message. So it was a great team. Thank you so much. Now we go with feedback for Valerie. Who wants to start?
Valerie, I think the one sentence is great, but I think you have a lot more to offer to the world. I feel you can definitely expand a bit more, for sure. And I'm pretty sure you have a lot more value, a lot more experience that you bring into yourself. I think you can brag a little bit more. Let's just say that. So yeah, that's my thing. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I totally agree with Jaya. I think that, you know, Valerie, especially because we've seen you in the family for so long, there is so much more you can say about yourself. Like when I think of your unique value proposition, I think that you are an incredibly giving person, that you are a mentor to many people, that you have, like, so for example, we take the one statement. So you're an accountant for an investment banking firm. So that involves a lot of actual specifics in terms of accounting. I know because I worked in investment banking. It's not just straightforward, like I work on financial statements. No, you have to actually understand the different aspects of the investment bank that you're working with. Are you dealing with M&As? Are you dealing with, you know, a secondary markets or only primary markets? All of these different aspects are things that you can use to highlight your skill sets and your unique value proposition and the way that you understand things to a company and to whoever you're pitching yourself to. So try and find those wins that you've done on the job that can show how much maybe you saved the organization in terms of the accounting that you were doing, how much you noticed that certain things could be done a better way, stuff like that.
I have to say something, Valerie. I know that you have put this sentence because it's the starting point to not be blocked in the moment that you have another elevator pitch momentum, right?
Totally.
Okay, anyone else who wants to give feedback for Valerie? We know she's amazing. As a person, as a professional, any feedback for elevator pitch? The story and the elevator pitch sentence, it was like you nailed it. It was amazing. So, okay, if we can do for the next person, okay, I'm going to ask feedback for Sai. Please, who can share? Okay, Kim, and after Ashish, if you don't mind, Ashish, if Kim can.
Okay.
You are muted.
Okay, sorry. I think it's great that you just jumped in because you were like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to see what happens if I throw this out there, and that takes guts, and that's good. I do think that it was great that you were talking about what you're currently working on and what you're interested in working in. But I also think that there's a way to talk about that interest in a way that would be relevant to the audience that you're listening to. So instead of putting everything in the context of me and what I'm interested in, maybe saying I'm very interested, like Naman had done. He was saying, I'm interested in taking this and learning specifically about these functions. I think that you can definitely do the same thing because you're already talking about it, but you're just talking about it in the context of yourself. In terms of putting it out in the industry, you can talk about maybe like a trend that's happening right now in that space and how that's so exciting to you, because it shows them that you're interested, that you're passionate about something. And that I think can come through much more. And especially as you develop your skills, it's that passion that people are going to be looking for. So that's my feedback.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else?
I think Ashish.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Sorry for remember that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
just one line. No, it's just a one line of feedback. It was really awesome that you connected with your profession and interest in oil industry. Just one thing that I think I might have not recollected, but it missed something to have a formal introduction at the start of the pitch. Maybe I missed it, but I just thought that it would be really nice to have a formal introduction at the start.
Actually, that's true that I didn't give a formal introduction, but I got nervous in the beginning. I just wanted to introduce. I'm like, I don't know. It just went on and on.
You don't have to justify yourself. Don't worry. We are just as a family giving you some feedback, because I know it was like a last minute draft and you did it well. Another thing is that you transmit body language. And this is important. It's not easy. And another thing is that you're so sweet, because now that you were trying to justify yourself, your body language was like showing all the things that you're feeling now. So our power weapon is that when we are like transparent and we give the opportunity to our emotions of body language in a positive way to confirm the things that we are saying. Because in the communication process, the thing that is going to grab the attention are not the words, it's the body language. The words come after the body language. That's the thing that we have to be aware. So, nice.
Yes, Gio, I want to ask Chris, if your daughter or your son able to give us his elevator pitch, it will be great.
We try. No, not yet. I believe.
No, she's shocked. She needs to canalize. Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, she's starting. She's starting.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Actually, guys, she was using a language you couldn't understand. It's toddler body language. Having 9 kids, I understand it real well. And she said this, "Hey guys, I'm freaking cute."
That's true.
Yeah. Yes, she's elevator pitch was the best. She's so nice. Thank you for this moment, Chris.
No problem. No, she doesn't want to say.
Thank you. Okay. After some years, you can go back to this video. She's going to see this moment. Okay. She's so sweet. Okay, so now let's give the feedback for Jonathan. Who starts? Kim, please.
Okay, so am I off? Yeah. Okay, so I noticed that Jonathan did a same thing that lots of other people did, which is that he went to his current position and then his skill sets, but didn't talk a lot about himself, like him as a person, his unique value proposition. And I think that we all do this because we think, well, what am I good at? And so then we think automatically to our skill sets. But when I think of Jonathan, I think about how generous he is and how much he shares and gives back to the community. So if I were you, Jonathan, I would say I love being part of a community because you obviously do. You're so good at it. I think that you can highlight the fact that you're a continuous learner because you are. I think that you should highlight the accomplishments that you've done. So for example, when you're talking about the certifications that you've been getting, talk about how quickly you achieve them. And, because you've learned so much in such a short amount of time. It's very impressive. And these are the kinds of things that I just know because of the class here, because of our family. But you need to know for yourself all these things that you're so good at and that we all appreciate. So I think putting those things back into your pitch and really thinking about what you give to the community and how that can be used to what you're going to do or where you want to be would be very helpful for you.
Just real quick, Gio, I want to confess a weakness I have that I became aware of while I was working with Kim and Magdi and Vikram and Chantanil on our blog post, and it's this. I don't think I'm really that good at seeing my strengths. And one thing we can do as a family is help point our strengths out to one another, because I'm seeing that, okay, maybe I'm not the only one that struggles with that. And that was a very good point, Kim. I think Jonathan may not realize that that's his superpower.
Agree. Thank you, Tom, for that. And Kim, you are amazing doing this. So if you need to switch to another thing, you know how to do this. And this is amazing. It's not easy to do this, but you do it in a very amazing way. So anyone else who wants to give feedback? Jonathan, you have taken notes.
No, I really appreciate the words, and yeah, I definitely feel strong in both of what you said there. I do, and it's very often that I undersell myself. I don't know why, but I definitely can relate to that. But yeah, just some feedback for myself as well. I know I need to get more confident at speaking, and that I definitely also need to slow down when I'm trying to present or sell myself or a product in business or in whatever scenario. So there are some points there that I do recognize myself. So thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you. Now we go to Tom, who can start giving feedback for Tom.
Gio, I think we forgot to give feedback about Ashish.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. Yes. Okay. We are going to give a feedback for Tom, and then we go back with Ashish. Okay, Ashish. Because Tom was exciting. Tom was exciting. He was doing his robot movement. So
I was very excited.
Oh, can I speak? But you have to forgive me whatever I said. Okay. For your speech, it was like the following. If I'm listening to you, I would say, okay, why you are coming here? You are better than anybody here in this room. So why we have to be afraid of you? This is the first. The second point, I think you have to. I thought it's little bit long. Maybe it will be just like whatever Giovanna said. It's correct. Yes, we have to be more relaxed. But also it's a little bit long. I agree with your experience. It has to be like this. But again, maybe I'm just trying to create some problems. I'm not. I agree with whatever you said, but little bit it was long.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's because we are trying to improve the elevator pitch of everyone. So I am sure that this helped to improve our elevator pitch. So thank you. Anyone else who wants to share?
Yeah, I would just kind of say too with guy like Tom, you don't have to go through like your bachelor's and your master's and your PhD. It's like you got a PhD. Okay, just go for that. Now, then also if you're going to talk about an accomplishment or something, kind of what's the most recent accomplishment that you really feel proud of? I think those of us who have been around for a while, you don't need to cover all the ancient history. I think you need to be more of, okay, what's relevant for me today? What am I doing today? Maybe think in the last 5 years or something. And then, yes, you have all those accomplishments. They're on your LinkedIn profile. You've got all that stuff if somebody's interested. But we just want to talk about this short time. That would be my suggestion to you. And I don't think I heard any ums with you either.
Amazing. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, remember, we have to remember that Tom has to restructure his own elevator pitch, and maybe that was a little the situation. But yes, I think if you have all these, but you have the PhD, I think that highlight the PhD is like we know that if you are a PhD, you have a very, very amazing career. So that's a very nice point.
No, I think y'all have been a little unfair to me because you told me I needed to dance, but nobody suggested a choreographer to help me.
Don't worry, we can work on that. Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I like that. One more thing. Tom, I think you have the whole thing that you just said. I think you can just shrink it down a little bit. Pick the most important ones, and I guess pick 3 or 4 most important ones, and then pitch yourself. It was long. I think you can shorten it down. Maybe time yourself or something. Take a watch and 1 minute pitch and see how much you can capture in that paragraph or whatever you just spoke earlier. Just shrink it down by 1 minute. That will help me.
So I did time it, and it is under a minute, but I know it sounds long but I was reading because I don't have it memorized yet. So I was reading it.
Okay, that was great. No, your starting point was amazing. So you grabbed the attention from the beginning. So, but you have to, I think all the feedback is related to continue grabbing the attention, because if you grab the attention at the beginning and then you talk too much, it's like people is going to forget the amazing start. So I think that's the point. But it was amazing because when you say that on the jig, said, wow. Jonathan.
So expand on that last point you, Giovanna. Tom, great. You had all this history, wonderful history, but I wouldn't say because of how long it was, because of how detailed it was in such a short period of time that I almost forgot what you started with. Apart from the data geek, the sentence following that, your other achievements following that, the ones that stuck were the ones more at the middle and towards the end.
Great. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for that. Okay, now we go to
Kim wants to say something. Kim.
Sorry, Kim. Sorry.
No, please don't be. I talk too much, so I understand. It's like, ignore me. I only wanted to say something that I think is uniquely the situation for Tom because of his experience and because of how much he has done. Tom, I don't think you need to convince anyone of your skill sets, actually. I mean, kind of like a resume tells about your PhD and tells about your 40 plus years. I actually think that you could go in saying, I'm a data geek and here's what I can do for you. because at your level and your expertise, you don't need to tell anyone what you can do. You speak for yourself. Your whole resume speaks for itself. I think that what's one of the things that I hope to one day be like you, to be able to walk into a situation and say, I am so well suited to do this problem, because that is you. Like you are actually at the stage of your career where you should be able to handpick what looks exciting to you and what you really know based on your expertise. I mean, come on, how many people can walk in there and go like, okay, not only am I a mechanical engineer, not only do I understand this entire data science space, I'm a data engineer, I understand transformers, I understand the way they work, haha. You know, like you can go in there in a way that no one else can. So it should really be about what you want, what you find exciting. And you shouldn't, like, your elevator pitch is totally different, because you don't have to sell your skill sets. You have to try and network with people that are working on exciting things that you want to work on, because you have that level of skill that you can basically pick and choose. So I think in your situation, your elevator pitch is totally different than everyone else's. That's just my point.
Yeah, just to add, just quickly jump in to add to that, it should be companies bidding for Tom as opposed to Tom bidding. So if you translate it back in that way.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is really helpful, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, this is gold. In general, everyone is learning how to write the first draft or improve their own elevator pitch. Okay, now Ashish, please feedback for Ashish. Who can start? Kim.
I do have my own points if you want to list me out.
No, Kim is prepared. She has a lot of things to share, I think, positive things.
Well, I do think it's very important for Ashish also to put his feedback in, because it's important that we feedback on ourselves, especially because we're all feeding into it with all the other feedback we're getting. But Ashish, one of the things that I loved is that you immediately started with your success. I'm a software engineer at Barclays. This is what I'm working on. This is what's good. I like how you immediately then took the sort of focus off yourself and said, and I like mentoring people. Like you talked about your value proposition immediately after your skill sets, which I thought was very powerful, because it tells people you're not about to go on a self-aggrandizing, tour of all of your skill sets. Instead, you automatically imply that there's a great amount of skill sets, so much so that you are now in a position to mentor other people and help them learn, which I really applaud. I think that was fantastic. And I think that you might have gotten uncomfortable talking about yourself, because then you were like, and that's my skill sets, I've got a value proposition. Like you were like, okay, that's it, that's all I want to say. But I think that you could probably give some very good examples there, instead of saying, and that's my value add.
Yeah, maybe the question could be for example, in that moment, make a question is like, if I think this is the trick. If you feel that you don't have a good conclusion, a question is a great conclusion. So then you can think about a conclusion that engage, but in this case, for example, maybe a question could be a good solution. But great, Kim, thank you for the feedback.
Thank you.
Ayush, you have to give yours now.
Yeah, so I just had like 3 moments of before, after, and during pitch. Before the pitch, I was very less confident, but I just thought that, okay, it's a chance, as Gio mentioned, that it's a lifetime opportunity that you will be getting through this pitch. And I thought, so why not just give it a chance? Therefore, I just resigned and then embarrassed a lot. But during the pitch, I started off with some confidence. I just felt that my confidence is flowing through. At the end, I had some, like, I just listed 3 bullet points before starting with the presentation. So I just thought, okay, my current position. Second one is the mentoring. And the third one is something that combines my skill set, and that is the unique selling point that I wanted to provide. that's something I did not, I was not able to mix it up properly and present it, that I can really work upon very much upon. Yeah, and at the end, I really felt the relief.
Yeah, congratulations, because it's very. I think you were very brave, because the thing you didn't have a positive mindset at the beginning, and do something with not the positive mindset is very bravely. So congratulations, because you did that. You performed well. So you just need to improve and take notes of the feedback that Kim has given to you. It's amazing. Okay, now anyone else, or we can give feedback for Guy. Okay, let's go with Guy's feedback. You are ready, Kim, I know.
Okay, so for Gaith, I love how Gaith was like, I'm always ready. I think this was really wonderful because it's so Gaith. So I like how you let your personality shine through there, Gaith. I think that that's really key, especially for you, because, you know, I take it like in kind of a way that like is with Tom. You know so much, and you have this ability to share what you know, but you're very humble. And so, and you know, this has to do with your background, your person, you're just more humble. And so I think that for you, talking about what you can do is kind of the same with Tom. You need to think of what you're interested in doing. And also, not once did either of you highlight that you're putting together a book and you're putting together a class. Like, it's amazing to be able to do this and work at the same time. And it's a huge accomplishment that both of you share, that I think is something that you can highlight in that elevator pitch. You know, there must be one way to have one sentence that can do that. I don't know what that is. I'm just thinking in my mind, but you know, just one little sentence that you can throw in there in the same way that Ashish did with his mentoring, where you can talk about that mentoring. And I think that that you know, this swashbuckling attitude that you had coming in is great, but also that you should show how you can use that for wherever it is that you're looking to, that it's not just about this great attitude that you have for yourself, but how you use that for the projects that you're working on. And so examples of the accomplishments that you've done in that kind of context. Like, I heard a lot about your skill sets, but not necessarily about how you can use those concepts. That's all.
Awesome. Valerie, please. Yes.
Yeah, I would say, Guy, one thing that really caught my ear, and I'm sure it has to do with the stage of my career where I am, is that you said you had 10 years of experience. And I thought, so in a few more years, he won't be saying years. And, you know, when you get to my stage, you definitely don't say years. And so what's the point of the years? What are you trying to communicate? The gravitas, that you have this depth of understanding, that you have knowledge, that you've done, you know, really cool projects, or what are you trying to give with the years? And I would rethink that and get rid of the years, dump it early, and look at other ways to really get across, you know, what are you trying to say here? So that would be focus on the gravitas, the experience, whatever that makes, you know, what are you trying to you know, come across with? Because the younger folks are always, I've got, you know, blank years of, because you're trying to build up and say, you know, you have something to offer. So I think you need to focus on what you have to offer instead of the years. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Valerie. Yes, I agree 100% with both. Kim, also thank you. I just want to add 2 points. Why I mentioned this, I told you I used something, I really say it in another interview. I didn't prepare something new. And at that interview, this 10 years in healthcare sector and AI together, it was very valuable. So in fact, this is why I told you I built the scenario. I use the scenario that I faced. So this is why I used 10 years. In fact, I don't like to use it. Okay. My shape, it's showing more that more is better here. So This is the first. And the second point, I'm really was looking for the word in English. I was inside my head. It was like this: A, apple, B, whatever. I was looking for the words. I didn't imagine that I will be stressed like this. This is something it surprised me. Even I know that I will speak today. So I don't know what's happening.
I think if you're in an interview and you're filling out an application, or they specifically say in a job description that they want those years or whatever, that it is a critical thing, but we're talking about an elevator speech. You've got 30 seconds and you're talking to somebody. So I don't think the year needs to be in that. But when it comes to the other detailed stuff, that's where you can put that kind of stuff.
Thank you so much, Valerie. And thank you guys for mentioning the language, because that's true, because it happens to me all the time. Try to find the word, because it's difficult, but that's why it's important when you are in front of someone who knows how to value all these situations. That is positive. That gives more, because you are trying to communicate. And for a team, the most important is to have the skills to communicate. If you are not native speaker in one language, but you communicate despite of that, this is a plus. And I have in some interviews they have given me that feedback. Because that's the key. The communication skills is not only to deliver a message, it's pass through all the obstacles that can be like difficult for you to deliver the message. But if you achieve your goal of communication, they value that. So thank you, Valerie, for that. And thank you guys for putting this as a point to learn for everyone. So I think we have finished our round of feedback. I really want to. Oh, okay, I forgot someone. I know. Please, who wants to speak now? Sorry.
I just wanted to add something at the end.
Sorry.
A big clap of a big shout out to Kim, because since beginning, I've been watching her, she's giving feedback of everyone without a break. And I seriously feel she deserves a huge round of appreciation.
Yeah, Kim, thank you so much. Yeah, you're amazing. I have told you, you need to, if you need another to switch to it, please, this is a field that you can start working on. You're amazing giving feedback. That's a value. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sai, for that. Thank you. So I need to go to my class. I have to put present in the session, so I have to go. So thank you so much for everyone.